Enemy cruisers suck.
Fresh Potato here, and this is new player basic training. Okay? And yes, I am the drill sergeant, Sergeant Fresh Potato, or Sergeant Potato. And in this video, we are going to go through the basic things you new players need to understand about World of Warships Legends. It's not an easy game. It is a challenging game. It takes months to understand. Okay? For me, I know how it feels to not understand this game and just go out there and be blown into the Shadow Realm. Because a lot of the things you have to do, you have to basically teach yourself or be willing to go to YouTube and learn. And if that's you, all I can say is thank you for putting in the effort to learn how to play this game. Okay, so let's begin. First thing you want to do as a new player, turn on your crossplay. Okay, enable your crossplay. Okay, you go to settings and you're going to scroll to the right until you get to network. Network, you'll see cross network gameplay. You want to enable that. Okay, enable the crossplay. Okay, this way you're not causing everyone here in the game to be sucked into smaller battles. Okay, if you'll notice, when you don't do this, you are one of the people that will cause battles to be 4 against 4 or 5 against 5. A standard solo battle is supposed to be 9 against 9, but when you don't enable your crossplay, well, you're saying that you only want to play with people that have your counsel. For example, if you're PlayStation, you're only going to play against PlayStation players. If you're Xbox, you only want to play against Xbox players. Next thing you want to do is go to display, and you want to enable where it says increased HUD size. Increased HUD size. And that is your mini map in the game. It makes it bigger, and it does make a big difference. Okay, it's something that comes in very, very handy. All right, it's when your map is bigger, it gives you the bigger picture. Okay, and the more you know, the better you are. Okay, the more you know, the chances of it helps you stay alert. Okay, so make your map bigger. Next thing you want to do when you're new is understand the bureaus. Okay, well, here, what am I going to do here? Well, we're not going to talk about the bureaus yet. Okay, we're going to talk about the store. When you're new, you'll see that, well, they offer free crates. Every day you get a free crate. Okay, so always take advantage of this. Always come here, go to offers, and accept your free crate. Always accept your free crate. They're free, and if you miss out on it, then, well, you're not going to get the one that was available yesterday. Okay, you're going to get the one that's available today and miss out on the yesterday crate. They're free. Take advantage of it. And the way you unlock it, yeah, you keep your hand on PlayStation. It's the X button. You hold X button, and it unlocks it and sends it to your inventory of crates of containers. So let's go to the container boat. And I like to open one at a time. I don't like to open all of them. I know I like surprises. Okay, individual surprises. Okay, not at one time. It's too much to take in. So to open them up one by one, of course, you hold the X button. To open all of them at the same time, square button. If you're on PlayStation, I'm not sure how it is on Xbox, but on PlayStation, you hold the X button. You just read the bottom of the screen; it'll tell you which buttons to use. So here I'm holding that X button, opening some boxes. I'm not going to open up all of them; that's too many to open. But I'm just doing this as an example. Okay. We got a little something there. Not anything spectacular. And new players, yes, there are certain crates where you can unlock premium boats, okay, special boats. So, but some of those crates you do have to pay for. But yeah, make sure you benefit from the free crates, okay? So let's go into the next aspect of this video, of this training. And what are we going to do here? This is the bureaus. Okay, this is what I was talking about. New players understand the bureaus. Okay, these are ships you can unlock over time. It takes a long time. Okay, if you're not if you don't have all the things you need, it can take a very long time. So here, this is the bureaus, and to activate your bureau, you select which ship you want to research. Okay, like I said, researching a ship takes a long time. Here, I'm almost done with the Yamato, which is the most powerful battleship. But here, let's go to the Midway. The Midway is a cruiser, and what we're going to do, we're going to start the project. Oh, I didn't start it there, but to start the project, again, on PlayStation, it's holding the X button down where it says activate project. And when you do that, it starts the process of unlocking the ship. Okay, it starts the process, but in order to boost this, you have to have certain what would you call that? Certain things to help you speed up the process of unlocking the ship. Like certain commanders, they'll ask you for certain ships, and they'll ask you to win games in certain ships. So let's go ahead. Let's activate this. So we're gonna activate this. You can do 2 at a time, but the second one, I believe you need premium, and that is something you'll have to research. You need to have like the premium. It costs. Sometimes they give it to you free, but yeah, I'll have to get to that in another video. But we enabled the Midway, so we're going to add a commander. And you see there, I added a commander, and you see the green bar. Well, that's telling me that I've speed up the process, and that's how far I'm going to get in 24 hours. If we add another commander, and you see the green bar grew, that's how far we're going to get in 24 hours, right? So right now we're at where the white part of that bar ends. Still a long way to go. That's still a very long way to go. So if we add a ship that they ask for, which we do have the Nevada and the Saipan, and look, we will have all of this in now 18 hours and 56 minutes, right? And we can add more to this. We have the Nevada, and we have tier 5 ships. So this is, in order to boost it even more, you will have to win games in these ships. I have the Nevada, I can play a game, I can get a win, and I do have tier 5. Any tier 5, as you see, the tier 5 ships. I don't have the other 2, but I do have 2 of the 3. So it will help boost the time remaining on this stage, okay? And it goes by segments, okay? And each segment have 5 stages or 3. I think it varies, but most of the time I believe it's 5 stages in each segment. So you see the 2/5. I've completed 2 stages out of the 5, okay? To complete that, and when I'm done, I will complete that segment and then move on to the next segment. If you understand that, this is why it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time to unlock these ships from the bureau. Okay, it's a time-consuming process, and if you have the doubloons, you can speed it up. If I want to apply the doubloons to finish the stage, not the segment, but the stage, I will have to spend 1,000 doubloons, and that's too expensive. That's money. As you can see, I'm broke. 937 doubloons. You know, poor man here. Okay, we are struggling here. You know, we're taking it day by day, right? Yeah. So stages and segments, in order to complete the bureau project. Okay, for whatever ship you're researching. And yeah, this is a long process if I wanted to finish this Midway. I did a little bit of it, but then I changed my mind. I wanted the Yamato instead, and the Montana. I unlocked the Montana, currently my favorite battleship, but I'm still working on the Yamato and the Alaska. And it takes time. I've been researching the Yamato, I think, for the last maybe 3 months. 3 months. We're almost done, though, but it takes time. And I like it this way. I agree with this. You know, wargaming didn't make this an easy process, and I like it personally. I like it. It's you can't just come in and unlock a ship like that, because these are very powerful ships, and they make you have to play the game, have to unlock all the other ships in order to speed up the process. You know, if you want to speed up the process. Unfortunately for my Yamato, um, I don't have the required ships and commanders. And also, that's another thing. The higher you go in the research, when you're closing in on the end, well, they ask you for even harder ships. Okay, you now they want you to have a tier 7 ship, or maybe even a tier 8 ship. And for you new players, you're not going to probably have that. So that's where it slows down. But still, start the process. Okay, start the process and just play the game, and eventually go back and see from time to time if you have what they're asking for. But start the process. It's better to start it than to wait, you know, until you have everything. You know, you're not going to get it done or get anything done. Whatever ship you want, or you feel like you want, you know, start the process on the researching in the bureau. Okay, and you know, it's something that will benefit you in the long run. When you can participate in legendary battles, you know, it's fun. Another thing here, campaigns. Okay, campaigns for you new players. Always participate in the campaigns. And the campaigns here, it costs $10 to enable that top row, because you see there's 2 rows. There's the top row, which all those things are in yellow, and then the bottom row, which is in gray. The bottom row is what you get free. Every month this change, okay? Everything at the bottom free. You'll get it free, okay? But then the things at the top, well, you have to unlock all of that, and it's about $10, I believe. $10. You know, if you can't afford it, you can't afford it. And you know, this is just a game at the end of the day. But if you can, it's $10, and you will get everything at the top and the bottom. But the thing is, at the end of the project, there's usually a free ship. Well, technically it's not free; it costs you $10, but it's a high tier ship you can unlock at the end of the process. Okay, in the end of the process. Okay, you don't have to buy the campaign as soon as it starts, but you can wait till the end and then buy it. It's still $10. But I strongly suggest not buying out the campaign. There's a difference between buying into the campaign and buying out the campaign. Buying out the campaign is when you want to get to the end quickly and hurry finish it. That's about $70, I think, maybe even more, $100. I strongly suggest not doing that unless you're a content creator. Okay, if not, you shouldn't do that. Just play the game. If you don't play a lot, then no, do not buy the campaign, because it's something that you know you do have to play every day, at least every day, or maybe 6 out of the 7 days of a week, I guess, if you want to finish it in time. But yeah, and here is the ship that's available that I will eventually unlock, the Tulsa, an American cruiser. I'm not a cruiser guy, I'm a battleship guy, but it's a free. It's not free. Again, I just keep saying free. It feels free, okay? But it's something I'm not going to turn down. Eventually, I'm going to want to play that ship, okay? And also, you never know if Wargaming will ever bring the campaign ships back, okay? So, you know, if you have the $10, buy into the campaign, and you know, play the game. If you play a lot, you'll eventually unlock the ship. Now, in order to unlock it, I don't know what this is called. There's so many different type of currencies on this game. That's something I hope Wargaming will maybe organize better and fix. Yeah, there's too many types of currencies. Yeah, like at the top, if you see the 937, those are doubloons, and then I have 21 million. I don't even know what that's called. The green is global XP, and then 980 steel. It's just so many currencies here. But here, that little sword with the feathers, that's the currency. I'm not sure what that's called. Is it renown? Or is that the name of the? I don't know. You will unlock those by completing these missions, and those is what help you move along in the campaign. Okay, when you get those, you complete those missions. Each mission, you get that currency, and it goes and it adds on to your campaign, and it helps you move along in the campaign. Okay, so here on this one, I need to get 10 defended ribbons or captured ribbons or assisted captured ribbons in a tier 4 through legendary. That star is a legendary, so I need a tier 4 or anything in between to legendary to eventually get that 50. What is that? 50 again, renown. I'm not sure what's the name of this currency, but when you get that, like I said, it adds on to your campaign and helps you move along in the campaign. Okay, so right now, if you see the 79, I'm at level 79 of the campaign out of 100. So I'm closing in. When I get to 100 and complete the 100 stage of this campaign, I will unlock the Tulsa. Okay, the USS Tulsa. All right, so that's how the campaigns and bureaus work in World of Warships Legends. Okay, make sure you start those. So here, commanders. Okay, when you're a new player, you're going to start off with commanders like this. They call the George Dewey. Each country have commanders, that base free commander. Okay, don't be like me. Okay, look at what I did. I boosted him because you can boost them to make them stronger. That's, you need to have them. The stronger they are, the stronger your ship is. I boosted my George Dewey, all the way because I didn't know any better. When you get this commander, any of these base commanders, do not boost them all the way. I would say go to level 7 right there, level 7, and leave them there. Maybe if you want, add a what is that called? A commendation to get the gold. What is this called? I don't know. But for new players, you'll understand. You'll understand eventually. But don't boost these commanders. That George Dewey, all the way. Leave it at level 7. The other commanders, yes, you want to boost them and get them all the way and ready to go. But for these free commanders, the base ones that you get free for the boat for each country, don't do it. Okay, I wasted a lot of that currency there. Next, I know we're moving along fast, but it's a long video. This is I want to explain what's broadside and what's superstructure, okay? Because that's another term you're gonna hear: broadside, citadel, superstructure. Broadside, aka citadel, they're the same thing basically, and that's when you want to shoot a ship. Okay, don't sell broadside to ships because you will be blown into the shadow realm so fast it'll make your head spin. Okay, you don't want to sell broadside like this. You want to shoot people that's broadside. Okay, you want to dish out the pain, and when they're broadside, you can shoot them in the citadel, which is that part in yellow. Okay, that's the citadel, water line. Okay, water line, citadel. That's where you cause the big damage. But let's say they're not showing you broadside; they're selling to you like at an angle like this or straight coming towards you. You want to shoot them in what's called the superstructure. Okay, you're going to hear that a lot. Superstructure. Shoot them in the superstructure. When they're not showing you broadside, you shoot them in the superstructure. This is the superstructure. Okay, up top, everything up top, where the commander is, where the navigator is, where the guy that's driving the ship, controlling the ship, steering the ship is, you know, where all the important people are, all the control panels and everything. That's the superstructure of the ship, where the smoke is coming out, you know, those antennas up there, everything up there is the superstructure. And you can also, I don't know if you can count the turrets where the guns are as part of the superstructure. No, you can't. I don't know. But that you can even aim there. That's still a good place to shoot. But that's the superstructure. You can get good damage out of the enemy when you target their superstructure. Okay, when they're not selling broadside to you, aka Citadel. Okay, so keep that in mind. That's the difference between the two. Okay, Citadel, aka broadside, and then there's the superstructure. Those two things is really what you need to understand here. Okay, as a new player. Everything else you will learn over time. Okay, this is just the basic things. Like I said, this is basic training. Okay, basic training. Okay, superstructure, and then there's broadside, aka the Citadel. Do not sell broadside. Okay, sailors or players, commanders, whatever they call us nowadays. Don't sell broadside. All right, and also, you're going to have to, shooting someone's superstructure takes a lot of practice, okay? So the next thing we're going to do is the shell type, okay? There's different type of shells for your battleship, okay? And this mainly is basic training for battleship players. I should have said that in the beginning. But some of it, most of this, you know, applies to the other ships, destroyers and cruisers. So the two shell types here are HE and AP. When you're in your battleship, new players, when you're in a battleship, and if you look down and where it says reload time, 32.5 seconds. That is a long reload, okay? Anything higher than, I would say, 22 seconds. That's where I draw my line personally. It's considered a long reload, okay? When you have a long reload like that, you want to only shoot AP shells, okay? AP. When you have long reload time in a battleship, shoot AP. But if you can get yourself into a quick reloading battleship like the Odin, and look at that, 17.4 seconds. That is a really fast reloading ship, okay? Battleship. This is a fast reloading ship. You can switch from, you know, back and forth. HE, AP, HE, AP, back and forth. But again, when you're in a battleship that has a long reload, anything over 22 seconds, stick to AP. It's recommended to stick to AP, okay? Stick to AP. But fast reloading, you can go back and forth. All right? So, let's move along here. Your consumables, new players. Your consumable, damage control party, okay? Anytime you have something that breaks on your ship, okay? Anytime your ship catches on fire or it has a flood from a torpedo, you're going to hit and use your damage control party. Okay, your damage control party, it will do the work, but it has a long cooldown time, meaning after it's done doing what it needs to do, you can't use it again right away. No, it's timed. Some of them take another whole 2 minutes for you to be able to use them again. So you have to use them wisely. It's part of the strategy of the game. So what the pro players do, when you have a fire, you don't use this when you have only one fire on your ship, okay? Because a ship, you can have up to 4 fires at the same time on your ship, okay? So if you have one fire, let it burn out. Unless you're like low on health and you're about to die, if you let that one fire burn out, then use your damage control party. But if you have enough HP to take it, let the fire run out. You can even maybe let 2 fires run out and just burn out. If you have enough HP that where you won't die at the end, you know? You have enough HP that where it's reasonable, you can let those 2 fires burn out. But usually the rule of thumb is don't put out 1 fire, okay? If you it's 2 or more fires, put them out immediately. But again, like I said, if there's 2 fires, you can make an educated judgment there. Okay. Next thing is your repair party. Okay, when you have damage to your ship, you can repair it. Okay, you get maybe 3 or 4 of these. Not a lot, but again, they do have a cooldown period. So once you use them, you have to wait a while to use it again. So use this wisely, and you will know when you take damage on your HP, the green portion is what you can repair. Okay, so when you have a big portion to repair, use it. If you have a little tiny portion to repair, don't use it. Okay. So here, my favorite part of these consumables are these. With this little notch at the bottom of it, you can pick and choose. The first one here is the catapult fighter. The catapult fighter helps you fight off the enemy aircraft carrier planes. Okay, so when you're in a battle and the aircraft carrier is coming to you, for example here, as you can see, here comes the planes. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to pop that fighter. You see him take off there. And he's going to be available for what? A minute 30 seconds it was, or 2 minutes? I didn't see that. But he's going to be flying around my ship. He's my personal fighter plane, and he's protecting me. And he's going to help shoot down some of these planes from the aircraft carrier. And your catapult fighter also works as a deterrent, right? When the aircraft carrier sees a fighter plane flying around your ship, they tend to avoid your ship if they can. They won't fly near it, because fighter planes can knock out a whole squadron, okay? Basically a whole squadron of their planes. And that's not what the aircraft carrier player wants, okay? So here comes the carrier again. You can see the planes in the air. Okay, now those are the torpedo bombers. That's a symbol for torpedo bombers, and he's going to try to torp me. So we're going to turn out here. My fighter plane is still going. He has about, what is that, 20 seconds left before he comes back to land. So he's still fighting them off. Here he goes. There he is. That white plane in the air right there. He's going after them now. So let's see if he can get the kill. Let's see. Can we get at least a couple kills from our fighter plane? That's not it. There it is. That ribbon right there. That second ribbon, that's our fighter plane. He took out one of them. Okay? He's fighting, he's trying. He's trying his best. So that's the catapult fighter. Okay? You use it when you're being targeted by the aircraft carrier. Okay? Don't forget to use it. All right? The next one is my favorite. This is the spotter plane. This helps your shell grouping. This helps your accuracy of your shells. So when you're in your battleship and you're shooting AP, you'll notice, well, it's kind of a shotgun. Okay, your shells fly all over the place. But when you have something like a spotter plane, it helps tighten that up slightly. Okay, it's not going to be perfect, but it helps shorten that dispersion, that how the spread. Okay, it shortens the spread. Okay, because when you're shooting your AP or shooting your shells, you'll notice, like I said, they're spread out like a shotgun. And if you can tighten that up a little bit, well, it makes you more accurate and more dangerous. Okay, so that's what it does. But these things do have a long cooldown period as well. So once you use it and you get only 30 seconds of it, it's a long cooldown. So you probably get a one shot off with your spotter plane, and that's it until it cools down. So here's an example. So here I'm sailing along and I see the Tennessee. And the Tennessee looks like it's showing broadside. See, that's the broadside. The Citadel. So before I shoot this shot, I'm going to pop my spotter plane to help my aim, to help my accuracy and shell grouping. There it is. I popped it. As soon as you pop it, you can shoot. But now, he turned out. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to be patient. I'm looking at the countdown. Okay, 18, 17, 16, 15. And I'm waiting and hoping that this Tennessee will turn more broadside. Because as you can see, he's at a slight angle. So I say, you know what? It's running out. Let me aim superstructure. I'm going to try to hit the top of his boat. Try to hit that superstructure with the shell grouping, and we get a big chunk out of him. That's how you want to use your your spotter plane. You want to get him in the citadel on the broadside, but he wasn't broadside. He was slightly angled, so I shot superstructure instead. But that's the spotter plane, guys. Okay, and don't be afraid to use it. Okay, because a lot of times people will finish the game without even popping it once. You want to use your consumables. Okay, so the next one is now the enhanced secondary targeting. All right, new players. Some ships come equipped with really good secondary guns, okay? Don't be like me, okay? I'll tell you an embarrassment story. Embarrassing. I used to think when I first started that secondaries were my rare turrets. Yeah, I had no clue what I was doing, okay? Because no one explained these things, all right? I thought secondaries were my rare, the turrets in the back of my ship. I'm like, oh, well, I guess if I use this, it'll make those turrets more accurate. Yeah. No, secondary guns are other guns on your ship. When you get close enough, they'll work. So here, if you look where it says secondary armament, and you'll see firing range. And the firing range is 4 kilometers, meaning I'll have to get really close for those secondaries to start popping off. And they go off automatically. You don't control them, okay? You only control your main guns. You don't control secondary guns, okay, new players? I will need to get to 4 kilometers in this ship. I'll need to get to 4 kilometers for them to start working. Of course, in other ships, particularly the German ships, that range is further, okay? The higher tier you get, well, there are ships that have the secondary range could be 9, 10, 11 kilometers long, okay? Really far. And it's pretty fun when you can have your secondaries going off. It's kind of a satisfying thing to watch, especially if you have a ship like the Atlantico, which is very powerful secondary guns, and it makes the game more fun. But let's see here. We're gonna go ahead and what is this? Okay, we're gonna go ahead and give you an example. So here I'm in a German battleship, and soon as I see my secondary guns going off, like there they go, they're going off, I'm going to pop that enhancement. As you can see at the bottom of the screen, I'm going to pop it in a few minutes. There it is. There it is. Now my secondaries are going to go crazy, okay? As I'm pushing in, and you can see the secondaries, they're going off. I'm not controlling it. It's something that happens automatically, okay? Look at this. It looks nice, doesn't it? As we are sent straight to the Shadow Realm, but that's just an example. So here, next example or next thing to know, the communication wheel or comm wheel. And the comm wheel is used to, of course, communicate if you don't have a headset. Okay, headset and speaker or microphone, whatever, you will have to use the communication wheel, okay, when you're out here. And it's something wargaming will hopefully improve over time, because I feel like it's pretty vague at its current stage. Maybe they'll add more to it, more little commands there. But the communication wheel, to access it on PlayStation, it's, what is it, R1, the right upper bumper. And then there's a second page to it, and you'll have to hold down the R1 and press the L1 to access the other page. And those are just other comments, like good game and thank yous, and to honk to blow your horn, I guess, your battleship horn. And that's accessible on the second page to the comm wheel. But yeah, you have to hold down that right bumper first. And then on your right hand side, there's a panel where it's for your secondary guns and your gun lock and your AA. So with those, you can prioritize your secondaries. You can, of course, lock your main guns to one side, and you can turn on and off your what is that, AA? Yeah. So here, let's do some let's see some examples of this on how the gun lock works first. Okay, so here we're gonna lock our guns. See, it turned red, and our guns are going to lock to that position we set it in. Okay? So if you can see, the guns are turning. They're turning by themselves because usually the guns will turn with your camera. And that sometimes can be very annoying and sometimes can work against you if you need your guns to be on a certain target, because you don't want to look the other way and then look back, and your guns, now you have to wait for the turret traverse for your guns to turn back to the target. So a lot of the pro players will lock their guns on a target and then look around like I'm doing now, and you'll notice my guns aren't moving. They're locked. So let's go ahead. We're going to unlock it and see, now they're turning with my camera. So wherever I'm looking, my guns will turn. Okay? They're turning with my camera. Okay? So that's gun lock, and that's how that works. So now let's go ahead and turn on and use our secondary priority. So you point at your target, you look at your target, and you press what it was, the triangle, and you see that little A. Well, that A is now, it's now your, I believe, the A target. I guess there's the A target, B target. I'm not sure why it says A. Captain America, I don't know. But here we switch it to the Dallas, and now we're going to switch it back to the Leander. That means that my secondaries, while they're going off, they're shooting both ships, but most of that fire is going towards the Leander. It is the priority. Okay, it's my secondaries, again, they're going off in both directions, but most of that fire, most of that focus is on this Leander. Okay, so this Leander he's being wailed on by my secondaries. Secondaries are going to town on this guy. So here we're going to keep our priority on this Leander. Leander is taken out. So we want to choose another priority for our secondaries. Okay, so we're gonna keep sailing along here, and there goes the Devonshire. And here's another pro tip: I'm going to focus my secondaries on the Devonshire. It's focused, yes, it's there, the A. And now we're going to use our primary guns now to shoot at the Andrew. Okay, so secondary shooting one side, and now my primary guns are going to shoot the other side. Okay, so we're we're going off on both sides. Okay, we're causing a lot of havoc here in this one. So we're going to try to line up this Andrew while our secondaries are just going off, as you can see. And that Devonshire has been taken out. So right now we don't really have now we do. We have a priority. We're going to put it on the Andrew. So the Andrew is now being targeted and being prioritized by our secondaries. So let's line him up. He's showing that he's angled, so we're going to shoot the superstructure, and we damage one of his turrets. So that's a good thing, as our secondaries continue to fire off at this guy. And it does make the game fun, when you have long range secondary and a tanky battleship like the Byron. So here, now that we've taken him out, we're going to go ahead and switch the focus of our secondary guns to the King George. Okay, so the King George is there's no one else around, so I didn't really have to focus him with my secondaries. Because they were going to be the priority anyway, because again, no one else is around. But I like to just put it on there anyway, put it on there anyway. So he's the focus of the secondaries as they go off. And yeah, we don't have our enhancement. It's still on cooldown, and like I said earlier, it takes a long time to cool down. So it's cooling down as we take the nice superstructure shot there. But this cruiser is going to go ahead and ram and get the kill. So here, let's go back to our communication wheel, and we're going to communicate. As you see there, I turned off my AA, turned it back on. Okay, turned it off. Let's turn it back on. You can turn on and off your AA, and that's good for destroyers. To turn off your AA, it makes it harder for aircraft carriers to find you. So that's a trick that the pro players use. They turn off their AA when the aircraft carrier is around, But when the aircraft carrier finds you, you turn it back on. Okay, you might have it on when it sees you, you know. But if you know the aircraft carrier is looking for you, haven't spot you yet, then you turn it off. But here we're going to focus on this cruiser here, our friend, and use our comm wheel, because you can use your communication wheel to speak to an individual ship. Okay, not a smoke screen, of course not. But the other ones like get back and support the target and support the ally target. See? I'm focusing that communication to this particular ship. Okay, you can do that, but you have to point at that ship and then use your communication wheel. Here I'm going to focus on the capture area, and I want everyone to sail to that area if you want. Okay, like that. But you have to be pointing your looks like your aim, your gun crosshair. You have to be aimed towards it, and then you use your comm wheel in that way. That way you can use that to communicate a certain area or to a particular ship. Okay, and communication wheel, it's not nothing hard to use, but once you learn how to use it, it becomes quick, like a really quick click, like that. Did you see that? That was like not even a half a second it took me to put the priority on this destroyer, secondary priority on this cruiser. Okay, so now aiming and shooting. Okay, aiming and shooting. So here, to aim on PlayStation, it is L2, the lower bottom bumper, and to shoot, it's the R2, the right lower bumper. So here I'm going in and out with my L2, trying to get a better judgment on where to place this shot, because this is auto aim, so you want to adjust auto aim. Okay, take the shot there, and boom. And when you press the L2 to aim, it automatically gives you what it thinks is the best shot, but it's never the best shot. Okay, you always have to adjust it. Okay, it's called auto aim, and the auto aim is never accurate 100%. Okay, so here I'm going in and out, and I'm going to lead them a little bit further and get a better placement as we get the kill there. So always adjust the auto aim. Okay, and here we're going to be patient. It's always good to be patient here, and that's what we're going to do with this Omaha. I'm going to wait and see if this Omaha shows me all of its broadside, so we can get that Citadel hit. Okay, which it is. Looks like he's trying to avoid those torpedoes, so we're going to take advantage of it. And see, I'm going in and out. I lead him a little further. We take the shot. We hit him in the Citadel and take a big chunk out of him. Okay, so it's okay to be patient. And here, shooting destroyers, well, it's always better to shoot HE at destroyers. Okay, and I just so happened to have HE loaded, took the shot, and boom. And the reason for that is because AP overpins destroyer. Overpin meaning the shells are so strong they go through the destroyer like Swiss cheese, and it doesn't cause a lot of damage. Another thing, when you're shooting, double click. Double clicking makes all of your turrets fire at the same time, like that. I double click the firing button, which is R2. Double click. Okay, and boom. When newer players tend to ripple fire, which means instead of clicking it, they hold it. Okay, they will hold the button, and each turret will fire one by one. And it's okay to shoot like that, but you get a better salvo or shot when you double click. So here we're going to ripple fire one by one. See that? That's ripple fire. Each turret should fired one at a time. Okay, what you want to do, like I said, double click and fire all your turrets at the same time. Okay, and here, when you're going against a ship that's sailing towards you and it's not showing you broadside and it's doing this, aim at the turrets, aim at its guns, because the more you hit those guns, the higher your chance of destroying its turret. Okay, and that is possible, new players. It is possible to destroy someone's turret completely out of the game. Okay, you will see a black indicator that looks like a turret when you knock them out. So we're going to see that here. And I believe turrets have their own individual hit points, I think. So the more you shoot at it, yes, you will knock them out completely. So here, this Strasbourg is sailing towards me, and I want to knock out its turrets, okay, since it's doing this. And here it is. So pay attention. We're going to knock out the turrets, and you'll see the black symbol. Take the shot. Boom. There it is. You see that black symbol there? That turret is completely knocked out of the game. He can no longer use that turret. He can only now use that one turret there, and that's not good enough. So we're going to keep firing at him, and he will eventually be taken out by our friendly cruiser. Very good. Nice work. So here, now this is island, okay? Island cover. And you see that little island symbol? That tells you if your shells will be able to clear an island. And here, I want to shoot at this Salem, but the island is in the way. And that indicator is showing that my shells will not clear that island. So we're going to wait for that symbol, that little mountain symbol, to go away. So it's there, and it's going to go away. So we're going to line them up, and the Salem doesn't see it coming. Okay? Perfect shot. We caught him off guard there, and we waited until our shots were able to clear that island. Okay? Little pro trick there, or pro tip. And, you know, that's it for this video. Wow, it's almost an hour. And there's still a lot more to learn, but I am confident, since you've come this far and was willing to search YouTube on tips and how to get better at the game, I'm certain that you are going to find more videos that help your development as far as World of Warships. Okay? And there are tons of videos out there to learn from. There's a lot of content creators that have created great videos, and that's literally how I learned how to play this game, is watching content creator videos on YouTube. I was willing to come on YouTube, search, and get better. And if you're willing to do that, you will get better. You will get better. You will learn more, and you'll learn faster than the people that don't watch YouTube as far as watching it to learn about World of Warships Legends. Okay? So, yeah, again, just thank you for watching this video. Thank you for, being willing to search, okay? Search for content on World of Warships Legends. Thanks for watching.
Enemy cruiser sunk.